Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Atira and today we're going to learn how to express point of view and how to give comments. Okay, so today's lesson is quite important because your next assignment requires you to participate in a forum. So you're going to use these expressions. So please listen carefully to today's lesson so that you'll be able to perform well in your next assignment. All right now, when participating in a forum, especially through online platform, it is crucial that we are able to express our points of view clearly. Our ability to state our points or ideas clearly helps to ensure that our message is successfully conveyed and is accurately comprehended by the listeners. This will ensure that the discussion runs smoothly and the intended objectives or goals of the forum are achieved. In forum or group discussion setting, it is even more significant to state our opinion clearly as we are talking to multiple listeners simultaneously. So, in a forum where the objective is to share knowledge, it is important to make sure that you are able to state your opinion or points clearly so that there is no misunderstanding or miscommunication among the panelists as well as the audience. Now, I'm going to introduce everyone with some of the useful expressions that you can use when participating in the forum. So when you introduce a point of view, these are some of the expressions that you can use. In my opinion, or I believe that, it is my view that, or based on my experience, my opinion is that. Okay. Or you can always use some of these expressions, especially when it is your first point. First of all, I propose, or for a start, I would like to suggest, or I would like to begin by. So you can use the expressions, either the expressions to introduce a point of view or specifically if it's your first point, you can use some of these expressions as well. All right? Or if you want to let the listeners aware that you are signaling or you are stating an important main point. So perhaps these are some of the expressions that you can use. My main point is, or it is crucial to, or one important reason is, or the most significant factor is. So this will let other panelists as well as listeners know that you are actually talking about a very important point or a main point. Now, of course, you need to further elaborate or expand your point. These are some of the expressions that you can use. You can use sequence connectors, for example, therefore, or moreover, or however. Or this means that if you want to give further explanation on something, or if you want to give reasons, so you can use expression like this is because. Or on top of that, if you want to add another point, not another point of view, or further explanation. If you want to add further explanation on something, you can say on top of that. Or if you want to quote someone, you can say according to. And now, after you have provided the listeners or other panelists with further elaboration or explanation on that particular point of view, you want to provide them with examples as well. So you can use expressions such as, for example, or for instance. One example is, or take for example. Now, when you are transitioning to a new point, meaning that you are done with your first point, now you want to introduce a new point. So these are some of the expressions that you can use. It is important to use some of these expressions to let the listeners or other panelists know that you are done with the first point and you are now starting to talk about a new point. So you can use secondly, or my next point is, or another suggestion is, or next, I would like to highlight, or another point that I wish to emphasize is, or next we come to, or moving on to my next point, which is, in case if you want to refer to what you have mentioned or what you have said before, these are some of the expressions that you can use. As I have said earlier, or I mentioned earlier that, or as I said at the beginning, or I have pointed out earlier that. So in your elaboration, one of the ways to expand your points is that you can show a relationship between cause and effect. So these are some of the expressions that you can use. This, in turn, can lead to, or for this reason, or as a result, due to, as a consequence, so that, because of, or if, then.